I just want to give you some encouragement today, and just take another step forward. One more day. That's it. It's really that's all there is to it. Is just taking that little step. Um, every day I feel like this. It's like I get up and I'm like, oh boy, I gotta get this done, and it's just this little tiny step, and it might be really tedious and really boring. But I mean, what else? What's the alternative? I can sort of think about like what are the sort of good things that I can do, and I can list out those good things. Um, and often it's associated with the work that I am sort of curious about, but it's tedious. It requires a just to keep working at something and it'd be boring, but that's the name of the game is to get to where you'd like to go to. You have to do that sort of boring, mundane stuff. And, I just want to give you encouragement that that stuff is actually really good, doing the boring, mundane, day to day issues or grind or whatever. Hey, just keep it up. One more step, one more day. It every day it's the same story, and I look back, and the goal is to look back at what you actually accomplished and say, wait a minute, I did that. That's something that I can be proud of. And the same thing with you if you're listening or following along. Um, think about where you were even just a couple of years ago to where you are today, and you'll be absolutely amazed if you're thinking about that. um, Almost everybody, if you're working at it, this is the key thing, right? Like, you realize it's an unbelievably rare thing for somebody to keep working at something for a long time. um, it really is. I mean, most people cannot do that and keep working at something and keep going at it. And that's all I want to sort of mention is that if you are actually doing this and you're getting up and you're taking steps forward, you're part of a very, very slim group of people that are willing to do that and get up and get going one more day, one more day, one more day. Um, I know that some people might feel like, hey, this is awesome and all that kind of, deep down inside, I don't think that's what most people sort of feel. At least, so let me take a step back. I don't feel like that. And I don't think that I am the minority, um, because, it's hard for me to get up. I want to sleep in. I want to, like, just lounge around and maybe watch some video game or play some video games and those kind of things. That actually sounds fun. But, you know, if I do that and I repeatedly do that, I don't feel good about myself. I really don't. So when I feel good about myself is when I actually get up and I do something. And I get up and I get going and I try again today. And then I try again tomorrow. And I just keep doing that. Hey, that's what we have to live for, is just getting up and trying and being happy with yourself and just keep trying every day. That's it. you know and you might not get to where you'd actually like to get to, um, but that's okay. You try and you go and you try and you go. um, the thing is, like, all of these things that you have in your mind are pretty amorphous, right? Of where you imagine that you could be and what you could do. They're really more like they don't really have any shape. And so you don't really have any perspective on how long they're actually going to take and what's going to go on. So you just have to keep taking that step forward. Your perspective is kind of messed up. So it might take you actually 10 years. So just keep working at it, keep pushing it out. I'm telling you, that's really what it is. It's the straight and narrow stuff, right? Like all the stuff that's boring that your primary school teachers told you about. Um, you know, Working on education, um, keep sort of being nice, all of those kind of things. That's what it is. And you just gotta take those steps forward, and there'll be a day where all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, I need to get some more education. So you go get some more education, right? And you grind it out for a little bit, then you go back and you go do something else. Like, that's what you should be thinking about, is like, how can I sort of keep leveling up? What is it that I can do? And most of the answers super straight and narrow and boring, and everybody knows what the answers are, but you got to do it. And you actually have to take that step forward and actually pursue that particular thing. So for me, my leveling up is to keep working at the reciprocity project, to keep pushing that forward, because it's a learning experience. I'm discovering all sorts of stuff about myself. I'm discovering a lot of different things in how all of this kind of stuff works. Um, and so I got to keep leveling up, keep pushing, keep trying something. Maybe eventually, and this is where I've been thinking about it, is eventually I should be doing, like, listening at conferences and things like that, going just to get more education. But I don't know if that's the right thing at this moment, because I'm just not there. So I think just keep going, taking those steps. I think that's all we can do. Um, that's it. So one more day, one more push, keep going. All right, take care.